Happy New Year, Kingswood, and welcome back to This Week on KnightWatch. We have Bear and Ryan, Forever in Bloom, and special greetings from Prospect Mountain. Stay tuned. Hello, Kingswood. We're your hosts. I'm Isaac Gagnon.
And Hayden Herbert.
And we're here to bring you this week's episode of KnightWatch. How was your vacation?
It was very good.
Yeah, what did you do?
I mostly just stayed home.
That's fun. Did you get anything?
I got a new phone.
That's awesome. I did too, actually. Yeah. You want to get into some announcements?
Yeah.
Sure.
Baron Ryan is a musician who'll be at the First Congregational Church at 115 South Main Street in Wolfeboro on Friday, the 17th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This will be presented by Wolfeboro Friends and Music. For more information on this event, go to www.wolfeborofriendsofmusic.org.
Check out Tapestry in Postcards from France on Saturday, February 15th at 7 p.m. This women's vocal ensemble brings folk tunes with a touch of jazz. This show will be at the First Congregational Church of Wolfeboro. Order tickets now at wolfeborofriendsofmusic.org.
The Wolfeboro Winter Carnival starts on Monday, February 27th at 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. There will be a kids' trivia as well as coloring and crafts going on. On Tuesday, February 28th at 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., where you can learn the Olympic sport of curling. On Sunday, March 2nd at 7:10 p.m. to 8:40 p.m., there will be an American Legion skate party. For more information, go to www.wolfeboronh.us.
The Wolfeboro Progressive Ski Dinner will be taking place on Saturday, February 15th from 6 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. This will take place at the Abenaki Ski Area in Wolfeboro, New Hampshire. You'll experience a beautiful trip along the Abenaki Ski Area lit by candlelight. You can ski or snowshoe through one of Abenaki's cross-country trails with many different stations, with gourmet meals positioned along it. It's definitely a magical experience, so definitely go check it out.
My Career, My Future will be taking place Friday, January 10th during Task. Kevin and Jen French from Full Moon Farm will be presenting about self-employment, agriculture, and product promotion. Sign up for the Wentworth Room during Task on Friday if you're interested.
Those were a lot of wonderful announcements, but let's get right into some athletics. The Nightwolves ice hockey team destroyed Pinkerton Academy on December 18th with 7 goals in the first period. Overall, they ended with a winning score of 14-3. The next game will be on Wednesday, the 15th, against Lebanon. Caitlin Forkey placed first, Stephen Lawrence placed third, and I myself placed fourth at the Lebanon Wrestling Tournament over break. Our next tournament will be at the Winnisquam Tournament, taking place on Saturday, the 11th, at Winnisquam Regional High School. Dude, those were a lot of wonderful announcements, bro. Surprisingly, some of them actually land on my birthday, which is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two out of them actually land on it. So I might go check those out. We'll see. What are you doing this weekend?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, that happens. I'm going to the tournament, the Winnisquam tournament. So I'm hoping I'm going to place. We'll see. You want to get into some segments?
Yeah.
Let's go right to geography with Evan Thurston.
Hello, Kingswood. Welcome to Geography. I am your host, Evan Thurston. I'm going to take you through the nation of Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea lies in the continent of Oceania, and being the third largest island in the world, it comes in at a little more than 178,000 square miles, or 15% larger than California. And unlike the 94% of Californians who live in urban areas, Papua New Guinea only has about 13% of its population in urban areas. Enough of the stats, let's dive into the history of Papua New Guinea. Over 45,000 years ago, humans first settled onto the land, and throughout time it had eventually been colonized by both Germany and the British Empire. Australia captured German territory in World War I, effectively turning it into Australian territory. It was not until 1975 that Australia recognized Papua New Guinea's call for independence. Moving on, I'm going to take you through Papua New Guinea's new scenery. The nation bears home to a very mountainous region covered in tropical rainforest. My favorite parts are the deep valleys filled with water from the Pacific Ocean. There are over 5,000 lakes, and interestingly enough, most of the plants and animals that inhabit the land are either are yet to be either scientifically noted or named. Port Moresby is the capital of Papua New Guinea, and it is easily the largest city in a nation home to over 10 million people, but only has 400,000 people living in it. It is an incredibly warm area of the nation with temperatures of 80 to 90 degrees all year round, and for a very rural nation, Port Moresby has a good amount of infrastructure, like high-rises, shopping centers, and wealthy housing. The top attractions of the week are Mount Wilhelm, the highest peak in Papua New Guinea. The peak reaches about 15,000 feet, and the view is very impressive. The second attraction I've chosen is Rabaul, an active volcano that is available to visit. It is of course very dangerous, so take caution, but throughout the year it is a beautiful sightseeing adventure. Papua New Guinea is a nation filled with culture and an interesting background. It is a beautiful place to visit and has much to offer. It can be dangerous in areas, but if you stick to the travel guides, I highly recommend taking a trip to Papua New Guinea. Thanks, and back to the desk.
Thanks, Evan. That looks really beautiful. You're doing weather, right?
Yeah.
What does the weather look like?
Not bad.
Yeah, is it cold, warm?
Mostly cold.
That happens around this time of year. Why don't you go tell us about it?
Yeah. Friday we will have a high of 21 degrees with it being sunny during the day, and a low of 14 degrees with it being clear through the night. Saturday we will have a high of 22 degrees with it being sunny during the day, and a low of 15 degrees with it being clear through the night. Sunday we will have a high of 28 degrees with it being partly cloudy during the day, and a low of 13 degrees with there being few clouds during the night. And now on to Cody-cation with lunch.
Hello Kingswood, I'm your host Cody Cation, bringing you your lunch menu. On Monday, there will be French toast sticks. Then on Tuesday, there will be a beef taco. Also on Wednesday, there will be Italian dunkers with marinara sauce. Thursday, there will be General Tso's chicken. And finally, on Friday, there will be stuffed crust pizza. Thank you, and back to the desk.
Man, that lunch looks delicious.
Always looks
I
delicious.
know.
Always sounds delicious.
Especially Friday
Yeah.
pizza. It's like every week.
Yeah, I wonder how they got that tradition going.
I don't know, but it's kind of nice, especially when they have multiple like types
Yeah.
of pizza.
I
I'm
always
just
go
like,
for the barbecue.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. Me too.
What are you, Hayden?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like the barbecue? Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. So you're doing album of the week, right?
I am doing album of the week. You know, I stole from Evan, but of course I traded geography with him. So pretty fair trade, I'd say. And I chose the album Forever in Bloom by Vacations because actually the new year, you know, blooming into a new year felt like a
That
symbolic.
makes a lot of sense.
You know, Vacations is one of my favorite bands, the most played band I had in 2024. Small indie Australian band.
I don't think I've ever heard of them.
Yeah, you want to go take a listen to them?
Sure, let's
Let's
go.
go right to it.
Wow, that is really, really wonderful music. We have a new segment, right?
Yeah.
This is Greetings from Prospect with Corey McPhail and Zeb Hewitt. Let's go see it.
Greetings from Prospect. There we go. Hello, Kingswood, and greetings from Prospect. We're your hosts, Cora McPhail,
And Zeb Hewitt.
and we're here to talk about some of the most awesome stuff happening back at Prospect Mountain, which is our school. There aren't a lot of events happening in the new year so far, but we have a lot of athletics that we're going to cover. Take it away, Zeb.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Last Friday, on January 3rd, we had a girls' varsity basketball game at 5:50 and 7 p.m. against Winnisquam Regional at Winnisquam Regional High School. The girls did end up winning with an insane score at 58-17.
We also have some upcoming games, one of those being the Prospect Mountain Co-ed Varsity Wrestling Team, who are competing at a tournament at Winnisquam Regional High School on January 11th at 9 a.m. against 12 different schools, one of which is the Kingswood Knights.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, in other athletic news, we have a game with the girls' varsity hockey team, the Night Wolves, which is against Lebanon Stevens Kearsarge,
There you go.
taking place on Wednesday, January 15th, starting at 7 p.m. The location is still to be determined.
Other than athletics, there are a lot of similarities between Prospect and Kingswood, one of those being the clubs each of our schools have. Highlighting just a few, we both have FBLA, a robotics team, and student council. So,
That's all we have for Greetings from Prospect. We hope you all enjoyed this new segment, and we'll see you next time, Kingswood. Have a great day.
Prospect is a really cool school, and I really like that new segment. Next up, we got This Day in History with, is it Logan Gill this time? Let's go right to that.
Yeah.
Hello, Kingswood. I'm your host, Logan Gill, and welcome to This Day in History. Starting off on January 10th, 1776, Thomas Paine published his book called The Common Sense that sold to over 500,000 people. On January 10th, 1901, the Lucas No. 1 at Spindletop Hill erupted, spewing 100,000 barrels of oil, which would be about $7 million nowadays, up to 150 feet into the air in Texas. On January 10th, 1942, the U.S. Navy defeated the Japanese Navy in the Battle of Midday. On January 10th, 1962, an avalanche on Mount Huascarán, the tallest peak in Peru, killed more than 4,000 people. And lastly, on January 10th, 2013, Magnus Carlsen achieved the highest FIDE rankings of all times. The FIDE is the International Chess Federation, also known as the government body of the sport of chess. Come back for next week in This Day in History.
Thank you, Logan. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in this day. Next up, we got Entertainment with Zach Stippo.
Happy New Year, Kingswood, and welcome back to KnightWatch Entertainment. I hope you all had a good winter break, whether it be traveling for family or taking your time for yourself to wind down. And to those who celebrate the holidays, I hope you got all the presents you wanted. But now, after all is said and done, it's time for me to get back into it. This episode, I've decided to highlight some of my favorite releases across the industry over the past year in order to shine some light on the things that people might not have heard of, because there's a lot more out there than people might think, and they all deserve their flowers. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Starting off, I'd like to talk about one of my personal favorite albums of the year, The New Sound by Jordy Griep. Announced shortly after Black Midi, the band which he founded, went on indefinite hiatus, it was released on October 4th of 2024. The album blends the styles of which Black Midi was famous for, such as jazz and progressive rock, with fresh influences from Latin rock and samba. With its incredibly catchy instrumentation, near flawless songwriting, and unique lyrics, all what earns its spot for one of the best albums of 2024. My favorite song of the year goes to Doves by abstract hip-hop super duo Arm & Hammer. A song released as a bonus track to their 2023 album, We Buy Diabetic Test Strips, Doves came out on February 27, 2024. The way the track focuses on the subject of dealing with loss and mortality, combined with its haunting yet beautiful instrumental, makes it a one-of-a-kind emotional masterpiece. On the gaming side of things, my favorite game of the year of 2024 goes to Balatro. I briefly spoke about this game last episode, but I never really spoke about it in a lot of detail. Balatro is a card strategy game that, suffice to say, has sucked all the productivity out of me, and for good reason. It's completely endlessly entertaining and satisfying. It combines the strategy with card games, with the endless replayability of roguelikes, and the satisfaction of numbers go really, really high, and I heavily recommend it. Diving into television, a personal favorite show of mine was Season 6 of sketch comedy game show Game Changer. Game Changer has one simple rule. The game changes. Every episode, in fact. Now, you might be asking, well, it's a creative concept, how would it work in execution? Well, dear viewer, there's not much else I can say or do to tell you to just watch it. Because whether it be a technically not rigged version of Simon Says to figuring out a time loop, it left me thoroughly entertained every single episode, and I hope you will be too. Finally, my favorite movie of the year goes to the psychological horror film I Saw the TV Glow, directed by Jane Schoenbrunn. The one thing I can say about this movie without spoiling it is that it has a very specific audience, and while everyone might not understand what it's trying to say, it leaves an incredibly profound impact on those who do, myself included. It's very horrifying on a deeply personal level, and I can't recommend it enough. That's all I've got for you this week, Kingswood. Hope you tune in next time for more of your weekly entertainment scoop. But for now, let's head back to the desk.
Thank you, Zach. Those are actually really cool. I'm probably going to check out a couple of them. Now we got my segment, Exploring Kingswood, where we're going to go to weight training. Go check it out.
Hi, I'm Mr. Walsh. Welcome to PE. This is the personal weight training and conditioning elective that we offer after we take one of our foundations classes. This class is based off of learning the workouts to target each major muscle group. So we go through 3 to 4 workouts to target each muscle group, and then everyone has the freedom to kind of rotate through and work on their SMART goals that are based off of their scores on the fitness screen pre-test. We will run a post-test at the very end to see how much they've improved. It's a great opportunity to come in here and just try out the weights and learn new movement type activities that they have not learned in the past.
Wow. I actually really enjoy going to the gym and everything, so that was kind of a fun segment to record. Thank you for tuning in to This Week in Night Watch. We've been your hosts. I'm Isaac Gagnon.
And Hayden Herbert.
So have a good one, Kingswood. Catch you later.